The epic history of the British pound. The British pound is one of the oldest currencies in the world, dating back to 775 AD. It's been around for more than 1200 years and has gone through many changes along the way. In this video, we will explore the epic history of the British pound. What is the origin of this iconic symbol? Anglo-Saxon King Offa is generally credited for introducing the money system to southern and central England in 775 AD. When we talk about the symbol of the pound, it is basically a glorified L. Its name is derived from the Latin word libra pondo, which means pound weight. The crossover of a currency's name and weight is not a coincidence. The value of a pound was originally equal to the price of a pound of silver. As you can imagine, this was a big fortune during the 8th century. The pound is vastly used today, and it is the national currency of the United Kingdom, South Georgia, South Sandwich Islands, Gibraltar, and the British Antarctic. This currency is also known as the pound sterling, and it is abbreviated as GBP. It is currently the fourth most traded currency after the US dollar, the euro, and the Japanese yen. The pound has always remained one of the most important currencies in the world, but it has had its ups and downs in the past that helped shape the currency into what it is today. The Great Bullion Famine. Between 1000 AD and 1300 AD, economic growth became more stable. Trading became more widespread than previously, which accelerated the spread of money. This led to an increase in coin production. Soon, the production of the English penny was regulated for the economic welfare of the kingdom. The government had complete control over the production of English currency. However, control and regulation were not enough to maintain the value of the currency. By the time Henry V came to the throne, the English currency was significantly weaker, mainly because of the bullion famine. Bullion refers to the raw precious metals that have not been converted into coins. What caused the bullion famine? It was the negative trade balance between the Europe and the Asian merchants. The negative balance took place because Europeans had to pay for imported goods like spices in gold and silver, but they did not have enough goods to export in order to earn gold and silver in return. During this time, the older coins, which were heavier in weight, were melted down to produce new and lighter coins, which reduced their overall value. This famine lasted till the 1460s. It had a great impact on the currency, and much of the European economy had to return to barter trade. The currency did not recover until colonialism was going well. The extraction of gold and silver from the Americas, Africa, and India helped the European currency to recover. Origin of the Bank of England. The British pound received another boost when it was announced as the official currency of the British Empire, because the colonies were also required to adopt the British pound as legal tender. After England's naval defeat of the Battle of Beachy Head in 1690, King William III established the Bank of England to fund his ongoing war with France. The Bank of England came into existence on the 27th of July, 1694. 1.2 million pounds was raised in just 12 days, and half of it was used to rebuild the navy. Soon, the country began to witness the circulation of pound notes. The first fully printed banknote was issued in 1853, but before that, only partially printed notes were issued by the bank. Each of these notes had to be signed by cashiers. The Bretton Woods Agreement. The British pound was pegged to the value of gold until 1940. However, the Bank of England adopted the Bretton Woods system in 1940. It was an agreement with the US according to which the pound was to be pegged against the US dollar. Due to economic pressures, the pound was constantly devalued against the dollar. The United Kingdom's economic growth came to a stop in the 1970s because of the increasing inflation rates. In the 1970s oil crisis and recession, the US economy and the US dollar started to lose its value. In 1971, US President Richard Nixon announced the suspension of the US dollar's convertibility to gold. As a result, the Bretton Woods Agreement collapsed. This made the pound a free-floating currency. A free-floating currency is a currency that follows a flexible exchange rate system that is solely based on demand and supply in the market. After the dissolution of the agreement, the pound remained stable for some time, but witnessed a major drop later. Decimalization. Decimalization was one of the most important changes in the history of the British pound. Until 1971, 12 pennies made 1 shilling, and 20 shillings made 1 pound. So 240 pennies were equal to 1 pound. This made calculations very complicated. So on February 15, 1971, the British pound was officially divided into 100 pence, and this day is known as the decimal day in the history of the British pound. If you enjoyed this video on the epic history of the British pound, then check out this video right here.